guys? Mo Tiber. I don't know why. Why do I always point at you guys? Know who I am, right? So Mo Tiber. This is Resistance Homesteading. Nancy's back at work on her split shift, and I was thinking that I don't really have long form for this week. You know, I've got several projects in various stages of completion. That's my shower, and then I'll just walk with you. But over here, I've got my black soldier fly bin, and you know, I've got project videos for each of them. Hey, you guys see the cherries on the cherry tree? I've been picking them off and eating them. Super cool. But yeah, I've got a couple of different project videos going, but none of them that I can really put together and finish. So I thought this week maybe I would talk about why we chose Missouri and how we got our land. You know, it's not going to be much of an action-packed video, you know, building stuff and doing stuff. There's our goat pen that we got set up this week. But, you know, it might be informative and it might help some people. So, you know, we didn't have a lot of money as a down payment. The property back there, all those big trees back there that belong to us, they don't technically belong to us. We have a land contract, and thankfully the guy that we bought from was willing to write into the contract that I have use of the timber as long as I don't clear cut. So I can cut for pastures, I can cut for you know, gardens and homestead area and stuff like that, and of course use the wood as I choose as I'm doing that. But I had to get that written into the contract. At first the contract said I want to say it said 10% of the available timber I could use, and then I had him adjust it. Sorry about that. The doggos were whining. I had to take care of them real quick. Yeah, so I had to get it written into the contract that I could use the property clear, you know, more than 10%, because 10% of 8.5 acres isn't enough for me to efficiently use the way I want to for the plans that I have. So anyway, back to how we found the place. Basically, you know, I was doing a lot of looking. There's a few companies out there, I'm not going to name them, but there's a few companies out there that offer you, you know, it looks like a great deal, real cheap, you know, off-grid properties, but the more you research, the more you find out that, you know, often they're on impassable road, 2 tracks, or you can't use the timber, you can't clear the land, you can only use it for hunting until it's paid off. And you know, I didn't want to get trapped in any of that. I didn't want to get stuck with a bad piece of land. So I looked for a long time, and I reached out to a lot of people. I made a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages to people, and, you know, asking questions. We actually found our property on Facebook Marketplace. It was an independent seller, was willing to do a, you know, what's called a land contract. I don't think that's what it's called out here, but quick deed type, I don't know, they call it something else out here, but it's not a land contract. But it's basically the same thing. And you know, I reached out to the guy and I said, hey, this is how much we have, you know, are you willing to work with me? And he came back and said yeah. And you know, truthfully, we only put $1,500 down on our property, and my payment is $450 a month. You know, locals would say that I overpaid, you know, price per acre, that I overpaid for the property, but I don't feel that I did at all. I understand property values and what's going on in the world, and I don't think we overpaid at all. I think we got a great deal, and especially since we got out here, meeting the people we've met and building the relationships that, I mean, we're really on God's path, and me and Nancy both truly believe that. But anyway, so I reached out to the guy and I said, hey, this is what I got down. And he said, yeah, I'm willing to work with you. Well, I didn't just send him money, you know, oh, you're willing to work with me, here's some money. No, no. I called the county assessor. I called the title company. I called the courthouse. I called the deed registrar. You know, I spoke with probably 15 or 20 different people out here that knew who the guy was. You know, they knew that he was legit. The title company knew who he was. It was, you know, I did a lot of research. I put probably a couple of 100 hours into research about the property before I actually sent him a down payment. But of course, we were in contact back and forth. You know, I stayed in contact and let him know, you know, hey, I'm calling this person or I'm calling that person, or, you know, I'm going to double check this, who's got mineral rights, you know, all that stuff. And, you know, I'm glad I did, because I got all those answers. You know, I wanted to know, just because somebody lists a property as unrestricted, is it really unrestricted? What are the building codes? Who's in charge? Who do I got to talk to? You know, and after finding all those answers, you know, like I said, God really blessed us. So, you know, I guess my advice for finding property is do your research. You know, I mean, if you've got money to throw at a real estate agent, great, do that. You know, if that's what you have and that's what you want to do. But if you're like me and you're trying to do things on a budget, and on a shoestring budget at that, you know, it's going to take some legwork, and it's going to take a lot of phone calls, and it's going to take a lot of messages, and it's going to take a lot of, it's called due diligence. You have to do your due diligence. You know, you have to find out, you know, oh, wow, my water well, you know, the well on the property is there, but it's contaminated. Well, you know, if they don't have to tell you that, they might not tell you that. And you need to know all that before you pull the trigger on purchasing a place. Another thing, a personal piece of advice from me, you know, our property payment is $450 a month, and I consider it a $500 bill. I send $500 every month, no matter what. That's my property payment, because that turns the length of my contract way shorter than it is. And, you know, that's really beneficial to us. So, you know, we've made a lot of sacrifices. Our credit has taken a hit. We put a lot on credit cards since we've been out here. You know, we're broke. You know, Nancy's the only one working. I'm out here. I mean, I'm working, but I'm not making money as of yet. And I'm not like at a job per se. I do have a little bit of income coming in from another source, but you know, things are tight, but we knew that was going to happen. We discussed all that. And that's another thing, you know, people really need to, they need to discuss with their significant others the reality of how things are going to be. Because, you know, living out here, it looks great. It's beautiful, right? Yeah, well, it's hard. You know, we're living in very limited space. We're not unpacked. We're fighting the weather. You know, we're trying to get set up. You know, things are hard. And, you know, but you can find property out there that'll fit your needs if you are willing to put in the work. And you know, it didn't take, like I said, we put $1,500 down and then just started making payments. And we were making payments on the property for, oh, we've owned it for like a year now, and we just got out here a month ago. So, you know, there's that too. You know, there's going to be some trips out. We bought our sight unseen, but you know, like I said, I did a lot of research, topographical maps, and, you know, I knew what the lay of our land was going to be and stuff like that. Sorry, guys, my hand's getting tired. I don't have my tripod. I have it, but I don't know where it is. But yeah, you know, topographical maps, hydrological maps, well depth. You know, I called local well drillers and found out what the average well depth was. I mean, there's a lot of research you can do with phone calls and the internet, and that is what you need to do before you pull your trigger. And you know, just another piece of advice, those companies that I was talking about, be wary, because there's a lot of riders written into those contracts that either don't allow you to do things or put restrictions on you. And you know, one of the biggest reasons we wanted to come to Missouri was because there isn't a lot of that out here. You notice that building out there is sitting on blocks. And the reason that is because as long as it's sitting on blocks, it doesn't go on your property taxes. And, You know, there's pluses to having things like that, and that's real talk. You know, that's what resistance homesteading is really all about, man. You know, the people who went out and tamed this country didn't ask permission; they just went and did it. That's what we're doing. So, as always, you know, just a quick video about a different topic I don't normally talk about, but I thought maybe people would be interested in. And as always, we love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace.